Hi, I'm Lou Ann Hammond, DrivingTheNation.com. I am here with Ian Simmons. He is the Vice President for Business Development, Research and Development for Magna.
That's right.
It's a mouthful.
It is.
Hey, you know, we're getting a lot of information about the Internet of Things, about smart cities, mobility of the future. All that combined can lead to some holes in cybersecurity.
That's quite right, yes.
What is Magna doing for cybersecurity?
Well, we recognized this was a threat a number of years ago, and in fact we partnered with a company called Argus out of Israel.
Okay.
They have a very robust cybersecurity solution that we can integrate into our electronic systems, gateways, domain controllers, that really enables us to offer complete solution to OEMs, that really protect the complete vehicle as much as we possibly can. There's no 100% solution, but it gives a very robust solution and a means to update the software system to over the air, which is really the key to be able to keep vehicles up to date these days.
We were just at another event, C3 Connected, where they were actually talking about smart cities, and they were going to work with the developers to create smart cities. When that happens, we're not going to see as much of just each person driving one car, are we?
I think depending on the city, but certainly in mega cities, the prospect of ride sharing or vehicle sharing obviously will benefit more people that don't necessarily have access to a vehicle today or can't afford full-time access. So we see from a mobility solutions point of view, ride sharing and vehicle sharing is going to increase. And the fact that connectivity with infrastructure, with other mobility systems, means you may be able to have a complete integrated solution. So you drive by car, you perhaps rent a bike, or you get on a bus, or you get on a train. That whole transport solution can be integrated, so you have one planned trip using different modes of transport.
So if you're going to do that in the future, 2025, let's say another 9 years, what will Magna do differently for a vehicle? What are you producing in the future that will complement those systems, those sharings?
Whether these vehicles are fully autonomous or partly autonomous, basically will respond to the needs of our core customers, and we've already seen publicly that many of the OEMs have plans to get into the autonomous driving, and we're working with technologies to meet those requirements both now and in the future. But also the use case of vehicles. If you have a vehicle that's being used by multiple users that don't own it, and the vehicle is used much more significantly, typically a vehicle is used 10% of its life, the rest of the time it's parked in a parking lot. If these vehicles are now on the road the majority of the time, we have to address durability of products, materials, of technology, and we're looking at all of those scenarios.
And for all four seats.
All four seats.
Instead of that just driver.
Exactly. And the issue is then each company has a different business case or scenario. So we have to understand those scenarios and come up with technical solutions that will meet them.
So a lot of technology right now.
Yes.
And how long before you actually see some of what you're working on come to market? Because some of it has to come before 2025.
Yes, I mean a lot of the technologies that you'll see here are probably the next generation technologies. We've already got business in many cases booked for 2019. So the technologies that we're working on now are for deploying from 2019, 2020 and beyond, and really responding to some of these challenges that the industry is asking us to work on. So
the number that you gave me, that in mega cities, about 50% of the cars will be ride sharing, and you also said that in the United States, at least 20% will be plug-in hybrids?
Yeah, the hybrid technology really is being driven by the needs to meet the fuel economy standards for 2025. And as well as the electrification, where we're looking at providing electric pumps, electric actuators to make the requirement on demand rather than having parasitic losses in mechanical systems. Similarly, PHEVs help the vehicle manufacturers move towards meeting the fuel economy targets that are dictated really by legislation.
Right. But it's good that they're plug-in hybrids because our infrastructure still isn't ready for all electric.
Well, this is one of the challenges for electric vehicles, as well as the challenge still on battery, although there's progress on batteries. The infrastructure necessary for electric vehicles to be used en masse still isn't in place where you could adopt it universally. But it's continuing to grow, and I think you see that most of the OEMs providing an EV solution as part of their fleet.
Ian, thank you very much.
Pleasure.